Hey guys, and welcome to your daily mobility flow. My name is Seth, and today you need a ball. B is for ball. You need a ball, a lacrosse ball. This is a field hockey ball, some type of smaller hard ball. You could use a baseball or a tennis ball even. We're gonna work on your shoulders. You should have seen that when you clicked on the video, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with your traps. We've done this before. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna take that ball, and we're gonna put it right here in this back of its big muscle at the base of your neck, your upper trap. We're gonna stick it right there in the meaty spot. So I'm just gonna lay back on the ball. Maybe I'll turn this way a little bit so you can see better. It's gonna go right here. I'm gonna hide it right underneath that yoke. Right now I got this muscle sticking up at the bottom of the neck, and I'm gonna stick it right in the middle of the muscle, and then we're just gonna start making some waves. We're gonna go overhead. And it should feel super great, like a nice, calm massage. Just kidding, it shouldn't feel like that. We like 3 overheads, and then just move the ball a little bit, find another spot in that muscle. And we're just gonna work it wide open. Sometimes I'll even get that, oh wait, found it. Get that spot, and then I'll take my other hand and I'll add a little bit of pressure on the front of this trap, like at the, I don't know how to explain this. Right here, I'll just like stick it in there and kind of pin the muscle in between the ball and my thumb. And then I'll like work my thumb kind of up and down while I make my waves. So I'm almost creating like a pinch with the ball pinching one side, my thumb pushing on the other side. And then my arm movement is kind of pushing that muscle and pulling that muscle through the pinch. Oh yeah. All right, so I find maybe one more spot, 2 more spots, a couple more waves. We're just gonna open up that muscle. If you feel like you're getting this really hard pressure, you're probably on like your shoulder blade. You don't want to be on your shoulder blade or on your spine. We're trying to keep it in the meaty soft spot. Work on the meaty soft spot. All right, let's change sides. So I'm gonna stick it right here in that muscle. I'm sure this is the best video taping I've ever done, and then we'll just start working overhead. Okay, you don't have to get a perfect spot on the first try. Start loosening that arm up, and then keep moving the ball around a little bit. Or you can adjust your own body position. You don't have to move the ball. You can kind of inch to one side. Just keep it off your bones. I'm not your bones don't roll out. Sorry. Doesn't work. Only your muscles. I really need this every day, I'm not gonna lie. And I only do it when I'm on video camera. Don't tell the mobility police on me. Don't get too tied up in what you're supposed to do. I know that sounds really challenging and probably kind of difficult. You're like, this is what you're telling me to do. Why would you tell me to not do what you're telling me to do? But I just mean, open it up. You know, if you find that little bent elbow and some rocking like that gets you some goodness, go get you some goodness. Just go get it. Let's find a couple more spots on this side. I'm gonna add these 2 fingers right here. So I got this like muscle pinched, and I'm just gonna work that for a second. All right, guys, we are going to, roll over to your belly. This is the laying down edition, mobility flow, lazy edition. Lazy boy. Mobility flow, lazy boy edition. We're gonna do the opposite of that. So instead of this muscle back here, think of your hand, we're gonna try to take up this space right here on the front of your chest. So like front of the delt, where your bicep comes in, and then where your pec inserts. There's like a whole traffic jam of things right here, like literally like the size of my hand. And that's, I'm gonna try to work all of this open. So I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna put the ball, start with it just like right in the middle, like dead center of that shoulder, little bent elbow. And then just kind of work across it. I've got my other hand on the ball like this. Magic trick. Where'd the ball go? It's right here. I'm in a mood today. So that just keeps it from like rolling away. And then we can kind of start working this arm on that ball. So I'm just kind of using my other hand to make sure the ball stays in place. I'm letting it roll a little bit, but not roll away. And then I can just adjust my body position and kind of make this like sweeping motion. And if I find a spot where it feels like something special is happening, I might just stop and hang out there for a second. Let's call it a trigger point. That's an overused word right now, trigger point, but you know, if you find a really salty spot, go after it. All right, it might help now. Start working that ball in towards your pec. Oh, yep. And then maybe arm behind your back like this, and then just kind of wrap around on the ball like a weirdo. Try to work that whole full kind of hand area of the pec, of the front of the shoulder, underneath that, your collarbone. I say that too much. That leg of yours, that collarbone of yours. I need to stop with the that's. It's a weak word. Sorry, guys. Sorry for thatting to you too much. Oh. Okay. Get little circles. Get a couple love spots. That's what we'll call them from now on. Love spots. Okay, let's switch sides. Scooch, scooch, scooch. We'll start at 90 degrees. Just to kind of find that meaty spot for the ball. And then just kind of start working the arm against it. Soft spot right there. There's this gap right at the front of your shoulder. It's actually a groove, not a gap, but it's where your bicep comes up and it runs across the bone. Bicep being, two. You have two heads to your bicep. They're biceps. And one of them runs across the shoulder and it like sits in this groove. And it's really easy. All right, I'm gonna go behind my back and start working that pec a little bit. It's really easy for that groove to get inflamed by the bicep. And so the bicep tendon starts running on that groove. And then all of a sudden it starts creating friction. And friction leads to inflammation. And the thing about inflammation is that it's kind of frictiony in and of itself. Like it's just a frictiony process. So what needs to happen is the sliding surface needs to be restored. To get rid of the friction. And that's what makes, like, after rolling out or things like that, when you like move your shoulders here in a second. Oh yeah. What's gonna make them feel as good as they do is the fact that we've kind of restored some sliding surfaces. So let's go ahead and sit up. Oh yeah. Feel like I got brand new shoulders. Okay, last thing, we're not done yet. We're gonna hit the middle of the shoulder and we're gonna work the ball across like this. You can do this standing on a wall if you have like a softer ball, like a lacrosse ball. I'm gonna lay down. You can actually do all of those on a wall. If you ever just wanna stand up and use a wall and be like the bear from the Jungle Book, you know, scratching his back on a tree. That's always an option for these. You can stand on a wall, use the wall and the pressure. But I'm gonna stay a lazy boy today. So what we're gonna do, scooch a little closer. We're gonna go ball right here where like the bottom of my shoulder sits. Hope you can kind of see that right here. I'm gonna start there and we're gonna work the ball across. I'm gonna move it up like a tiny bit, work it across, up a little bit until I get to the point where I can't really work across the shoulder anymore. So I'm gonna do it on the ground. You can stand on a wall and like literally pin the ball on a wall and rock. Either one's fine. So I'm gonna start on my right side. I'll put that ball right in my shoulder. And then I'm just gonna kind of rotate my body across it. I need to get a lacrosse ball back here soon. This is not working the way I want it to work. I'm used to doing this standing, but I don't know how I can do this standing in this room right now and get it on camera. So I'm just going to do my best, work the back of the shoulder, work the middle of the shoulder, maybe a little bit more zony. Man, this has probably been the most interesting video to watch ever, huh? Click here. Dude in red shirt rolls around on floor. 15 minutes. Follow along. Okay, this is working. A little bit of tricep actually. A little bit of posterior delt. Gotta get that middle delt though. Click play. Watch guy roll around on ball on carpet. 15 minutes. Best time. Alright, let's get the other side. I'm gonna stick to like my posterior delts a little bit more because this is what I feel like I can do on the ground. But with a lacrosse ball and a wall, this is a wonderful movement. I feel like this is the first time I've hit a point in a video where I'm like, I feel like my pants are down. You know, like I'm like, oh, okay, well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to work, my bad. I thought I could duplicate that same thing on the floor. Fairly, hold on. Oh, breathe. Okay. That was for real. That was not acting. I'm not that good of an actor. Oh, that spot. I think I'm starting to get a little bit of lat in there, lat insertion. That back of the shoulder feels good. So yeah, first time I've been like, oh, we can just do it this way, and then be like, nope, that didn't really work. Nope. My bad, guys. Sorry. Please come back, watch again. Get this left shoulder. This plastic ball is just too slippery. That's why you need a new lacrosse ball, like a brand new one. They're kind of tacky when they're new. like when I was playing lacrosse in college, we had what we called train balls. There was a train track next to one of our practice fields, and when a lacrosse ball gets to the point where it's like it's not tacky anymore, it's kind of shiny, like the rubber starts as this like dull white and then eventually gets shiny, kind of like this ball. I don't know if you can tell or not. And it gets slick, and so we call them train balls because we throw them over the train track because it comes out of the stick different, like it doesn't pull down as much and fly. So anyways, that's your field hockey ball, lacrosse ball, tennis ball, shoulder edition. I will say this, I fumbled over myself a ton. I will also say this, my shoulders feel really good right now. My neck feels really good right now. So that's your daily mobility flow, upper body edition. We're gonna get into them lats here soon, I promise. And yeah, we'll just keep getting after it. Anyways, I'll try to keep giving you guys more and more tools to add to your tool belt, to your tool bet, I didn't do that on purpose. Tools to your tool belt. And that way you can just work on yourselves when you feel like you need it. If your shoulders are tight, if your legs are tight, you know what to do instead of having to just follow along. But anyways, thanks for being here. I appreciate you very much, and I will see you guys in a couple days. Later.